We're going to do a box opening, and after the box opening we're going to put this stuff to use. I got a really cool package here from Alex Brown. He's on Instagram, known as Caveman Welder, and he has put together the coolest looking flat rate, medium flat rate box I've ever seen. Check this out. He has hand fabricated and welded and machined the perfect box to protect all the stuff that's going to be shipped out. And the easiest way to get this out is just to go ahead and flip it over just like that. I could reuse this if I wanted to, or possibly just use it for something around here in the shop. So that's really cool, Alex. He's a longtime viewer of the channel. He said he's been watching for a few years, and he's gotten a lot of inspiration from all the videos, and I'm sure that's from many of the guys out there. Follow him on Instagram, and he does some very beautiful work, and he does a lot of tool restorations. Seems to be something that he enjoys to do as a hobby. Is he either has or buys like old Wilton vices or any kind of old vice or tool, and he restores it. And he's paid attention to my personal collection for a long time, and thought that he would put this little kit together to send me to help me with some of my tool restorations as well. So that's what this is going to be about. Since it's kind of a light duty thing, is I want to check out what he sent, and then we're going to put this stuff to use to restore a tool around here. I'm going to go ahead and get it open. So he's got it screwed together, the cap anyway. Just use a 3/32 Allen wrench, and we'll get this thing apart. I haven't been into it yet, so he's got a nice letter, and he's got a little bit of the contents of the box in the letter there. Said he's doing some goodies, some extras there as well. All right, yeah, it looks like we got all kind of good stuff. All right, looks like some stainless TIG rod, flap disc, oh, nice proto adjustable wrench. Got a file handle, some more file handles. Great, man. I love these file handles, man. Got some of the Jumbo Blue Magnum Sharpies there. Steel wool, and I think this is going to be for the kit that he sent. We got some more. There's another file handle. That's one of the Ferd brands. These are really nice file handles right there. So this is kind of the, we'll get to those, the meat and potatoes of what he sent. This is a cold bluing formula for cold bluing tools, like black oxide. I believe that's what this SOS pad is for, and he's got some stuff in here for that. We got a weld.com sticker, very cool. Some acid brushes, and then look, we got Jody's tick fingers in there. So Alex, I've actually already got my own set of tick fingers right here, so I'm going to keep these things in the bag, and we may pass these on to somebody else later on. But thank you for that. That's really cool. These are awesome, by the way. If you don't have any, you can get those on the Weldmonger store. Got some different stickers for the door. I've been putting them on my door now. There's another weld.com. Blackburn Fabrication, Wicked Welding. There's the Welding Tips and Tricks sticker. These are great. I've been outfitting my my newest door with stickers, so that's where I'll start putting all these right here. This is just too nice to not do anything with. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but we may find a use for this, Alex. I mean, he did a fine job. You can see the weld penetration on the inside. It even looks like it's stacked inside there as well. Just a beautiful job of all the welds. Very nicely done, Alex. So the other little group of stuff that was wrapped up is a handful of brand new files. So thank you, Alex, for that. Most of them are, well, we got some that are, we got a Simmons, we got a Ferd, and we also have Nicholson. So a few different ones, all brand new. So thank you very much for that, Alex. And the TIG rods right here, he says these are ER312. He uses that as a mystery steel for welding to similar metals, a maintenance repair rod that works when your basic 70 or 80 series doesn't want to work. So I'll label these so I'll know what they're for and put them in the welding cabinet. And one of these days we'll try these out. So this was the main stuff that he was sending me. We got this Brownells Oxfo Blue, and this is what I've seen Alex use in a lot of his tool repairs. So we're going to give this a shot and put it to use, and that is what the steel wool is for, scuffing the part. So the one that we're going to use for an example is this. I believe this is actually considered a Cleforge tap wrench. It is a Cleveland, and it's got C stamped on it right there for Cleveland. But this is an equivalent size to the Greenfield tap and die number 7 tap wrench. And whenever you buy them today, in today's time, this is what they look like if you can find this brand of tap wrench. Now, I found this one at a local pawn shop. It's been a while now. It was probably a year, maybe 2 years ago, and I didn't pay much for it. I think I give like $10 for it at the pawn shop. And it's just like what you see, except for I wire wheeled where the set screw is. So we're going to take this thing apart, and I'm going to wire brush it, clean it, brighten it up, and then we're going to put this Oxfo Blue to work and see how it works. I've never used it before, so really looking forward to making this tool look like new again. We're going to go ahead and break this thing apart, get it down into some separate pieces. And I brought another one out to show you in size comparison. This one is a Threadwell number 37. It's also, it looks exactly like the Greenfield tap and die number 7. It's the same size range. These will go up to 1.8" tap size. So it's a good size for just about all the, I say medium to large size taps that you see. This one has actually been repaired at some point through its life. And this was well before I became a machinist. This is one of the ones that was in my granddad's toolbox, so he used this one a lot. It looks like it got broke, and I don't know, they probably did some kind of nickel weld on it. I'm not really sure, but it's done a good job. It's always held. So enough with that one. So to get this apart, on the fixed jaw right here, you have this one set screw, and that's why I wire brushed it. It had a bunch of dust and dirt caked in there. There's a 1/8 Allen wrench. All right, that jaw comes out. Looks like they've got the wrong set screw in it. It's got a V notch right here. It should have a V-notched or V-centered set screw in there, but it doesn't. So anyway, that's your fixed jaw. All right, and your moving jaw. So what you're going to do is screw the adjustable handle in. And this jaw right here has a left-handed thread, so it's gonna unscrew as you're pushing that in. All right, so now it's loose. Now go ahead and back this one out, get it out of the way, and there's your moving jaw right there. This has seen very little use. I can tell by the jaw that it's been used a little, but not much, not heavy anyway. So now you can just go ahead and unscrew the moving handle. All right, there you go. There it is broken down. Now this handle should come out also, but it is tight in there. And I don't want to put any jaw marks on this, so I think I'm just going to leave it in there. We're going to clean it up like this and just blue the whole thing. There's an actual hallmark on it. It is a Greenfield. I can see the hallmark. It says number 7 USA Greenfield tap and die. I know it's hard to see on GoPro, but it's right there. So this is the newer generation. I'm going to use the 6-inch Scotch-Brite wheel to kind of brighten everything up and polish it out, any of the nicks or dings that's in it. Good shot of the part number there. There's both pieces of the handle pretty well cleaned up. I still need to clean the inside of this, so I'll do that by hand. I'll cut some pieces of Scotch-Brite and get in there and rub that out, clean it real good. But otherwise, I think these pieces are ready. All right, now we're just going to polish up the two jaw pieces. I hit this one on the wire wheel a minute ago, just get a lot of that dried up crud off of it. This one, these two pieces is what we'll leave bright. It'll give the tool a really nice contrast between the black and the polished steel. Alright, that one's just about done. I'll probably work on a little bit more. I think that's looking pretty good. For this inside area, we're just going to rub it by hand. I got some of this really coarse Scotch-Brite. I've also got some of the medium grit Scotch-Brite. And just get in here like this and clean it up. It's not going to take much. Okay, now it's time to just clean them off, and then I think after that we'll be ready to start doing our cold bluing. I pulled this one down to show you a comparison of the older style versus this newer style that I seen listed as Cleline or Cleforge, whatever. But you can see the difference of the older style, and when these were more new, there was a lot of the color case hardening in this. You can still see a little bit in this, especially this end's a little bit darker down there. But this was when tools were just absolutely gorgeous whenever they were sold. And now they're more rough forged like that. But anyway, just a comparison, same size, just old versus new. I got them all clean. I'm going to use my fast evaporating solvent degreaser to give them a good clean down. And these here we're not going to cold blue. This is going to be our polished hardened steel there. That'll look good. So I'm just going to move these off out of the way. So Alex sent me two types, and I believe they're the same, other than one is more liquid and one is a cream formula. But the instructions are exactly the same for either one, and they're both sealed, so I'm not going to open both. I think what we'll try is the liquid. We'll use the liquid for this one right there. That's just what I'm thinking. So I'm going to go ahead and get this opened up. And it's working, isn't it? Go ahead and wipe the inside. It did say in the instructions that if it didn't coat it the way that you wanted it to, or dark enough, should I say, to scuff it with the number 0 Brillo pad over there and then reapply it. All right, we're just getting the other side of the handle here. And I read the instructions again. It's saying to keep it wet for 60 seconds and then wipe it dry. I think I missed that the first time around, but what we're going to do is scuff this with the steel wool, and then we'll reapply it. And maybe it'll make it look a little bit better on the second application. That side's looking pretty good right there. I think I did a much better job this time around with this part of the handle right here. I wiped it and kept it nice and wet. All right. So let's go ahead and give this a scuff and do it again. That's actually looking really nice, isn't it? I mean, that just about looks like a new tool. But we're going to glue it one more time. I want to go ahead and put one more coat. So I rubbed it all down with the steel wool. And I think I am going to try the paste this time, or the cream formula. So let's give this one a try and see. It might hold to the surface a little bit better than the liquid version. So we'll see about that. I think that might be the difference between the two, is just adhering to the surface. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really nice. Go ahead and do the handle portion of it now. Look at that, man. Looking good. That is working very, very nicely. All right, one more to do. We're going to go ahead and get this side finished out, this handle, with the bluing, the cream formula. There you go. What do you think? All right, what do you say we go ahead and screw this thing back together? I got my little super lube pen that I'm going to use for thread lubricant. I'll put a little bit on these too. All right, looks like I nailed that one perfect the first time. It's already looking real good. Only got a couple more pieces left here. So the fixed jaw. I'm going to use that one to kind of seat it in the bottom, get them even. And just snug up the set screw. There it is. That's like new money, isn't it? Bit of oil, which I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on those V jaws there. I don't even think they look that good coming out the factory. That is great right there. Love it. Well, there you have it. My very first restored tap wrench. Greenfield #7 tap wrench, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love that cold blue black on there, and it just turned out great. This was a lucky find at the pawn shop, being that it doesn't look like it's been used very much at all, and it wasn't all frozen up with rust, but it's working real good, man. That handle is moving in and out just like it should. Beautiful. Alex, thank you very much for the cold blue formula. I really appreciate that. Got 2 jugs of it right there that we can use. And man, this is going to be great to fix up some other tools like this. Anything that's rusted would really look good with this Osfo blue. Alex actually, he did a vise. He had a small, might have been a Craftsman vise that he had cleaned up and restored, and he went back with the Osfo blue, and it looked great. So thank you very much for that, Alex. Another good one for the collection there, but I think we're going to put this to use whenever we get a chance around here, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy. This was a fun little project to do, and we'll see you on the next one.